Welcome to Keeping It Real with your hosts, Merryl Koven and Veronica Brandon Miller. Hi, I'm Veronica.
And I'm Merryl.
And this is Keeping It Real
in Real Estate.
Welcome back. We have another great show planned.
Yes, we do.
And this one is going to blow the socks off. So, your socks, my socks, I don't know.
Not wearing socks.
We're in Florida, you shouldn't. But anyway, so it starts with I'm selling this home. And this is the question that every realtor gets in Florida. What about those hurricanes? And there are certain times where, it depends where you are. Are you more inland and stuff? But then again, that hurricane loves to swindle its way around Florida. So let's say it is coming your way. People put up shutters and that makes them feel good. But recently, a home that I was selling has 3M film on it. And the inspector was very excited about this. So my 3M film girl is Merryl. So for 15 years, you've been a rep for 3M.
I have. I've been in the vinyl and film selling industry for 3M for almost 2 decades.
Wow.
Yeah, and I love it. I love educating people on glass and everything. I'm a resource for other agents.
Yeah. Well, one of the things too is, so in many states, except Florida, you can say it's hurricane
resistant. It's an interesting thing, and you have to be very, very careful because in 1992, Hurricane Andrew sort of, shook up the world and definitely shook up the state of Florida. And then in 2002, the Florida Building Code changed. 3M has solar film and they have security film. The difference between the solar film is 2 mil thick and the security film is 8 mil thick. Mm-hmm. And interestingly enough, a couple of years ago, well sadly, I was hired to put security film, that 8 mil film, on every Sarasota County public school. We were awarded that contract, again, sadly, to slow down shooters. So what I like to do when I'm explaining things to people is I just like to keep things logical. Mm-hmm. Okay, so logically, so let's go backwards for 1 second. If we were sitting in the state of Louisiana in a coastal home, and I was having a conversation with a homeowner, I can put 3M security film on that home, and that would be considered hurricane protection in Louisiana. Florida is the only coastal state in the United States that 3M is, Texas is a little funky with their rules also, but you're not allowed to
say protection.
To say hurricane protection.
It's hurricane resistant.
It's hurricane resistant.
Which,
okay.
Yeah.
So if this security film was put on the Sarasota County schools to slow down bullets from coming into a building, mm-hmm. and you have it on your house, and your neighbor's flower pot should become airborne during a storm, it's still going. It's going to offer that same protection. When we put up security film, in most applications, it's installed from the inside of your home. So if something on the outside of your home were to hit the glass, then yes, that glass is going to break. But it's not going to. The film is on the inside. It's not going to change the integrity of the home, so the wind and the water is not going to get into your home. That's when things get wonky, is when the mm-hmm. internal pressure of the home changes and the wind will leave through the roof.
Right.
So with 3M security film, which actually does a lot of different things also, it also protects 100% from all UVA and UVB rays. It's a security film as well, so if you wanted to have that extra safety level also, you can go ahead and you can Google somebody trying to break into a home that has 3M security film, and it's virtually impossible to do. And even though we don't want anything bad to happen to our neighbors, they're definitely going to move on to some other house once they've realized that they're not going to be getting into your house.
There's so many benefits. And you were talking about let's face it, we live in Florida.
Yes.
So you don't want to put, because a little of my expertise is the HVAC system. We can talk about that another time. but you want to keep the integrity of your home with air and things like that. So if you have sunlight coming in drastically in your home, you're putting pressure on your HVAC system. So this is like the longevity of your equipment. Why not put this film on? It has so many benefits.
It really, really does. And, I mean, if you've lived here for a year or 5 years and you've put up those metal shutters one time, I guarantee that you've had that conversation with your significant other that one time was the only time. It is very labor intensive. They are very, very heavy. There's a good chance that you probably cut yourself, that you may have even broken a piece of glass in your house to putting them up. You couldn't find somebody to put them up. And then once you did put them up, you're living in a cave. It's very scary. So a hurricane is scary enough as it stands on its own. And now you've got those heavy metal shutters. So here's what I'm going to tell you. If you don't have hurricane glass and you don't have the funds for hurricane glass, or you simply just want to know what the other options are, reach out to me. Let me help you. Even if you're a real estate agent and you come upon a resale home that was built 20, 30 years ago. Maybe they have film that has surpassed its lifespan and you just don't know how to overcome that conversation. I'm here to help you. But with that being said, well, you have a lifetime warranty on everything you do, but realistically, after 25, 30 years, things are going to just dry out once it's been penetrated by the sun. Yeah. Penetrated by the sun, it is going to start to, come to the end of its lifespan. But if you come onto a property that has purple film, peeling, cracked, it's not a deal breaker. Yeah. People just don't know how to sell through that. But I'm definitely here to help people with that. But once you pull a permit, in the state of Florida, once you pull a permit to update anything, then that's going to be something that's mandatory. You have to show hurricane glass, or you have to show shutters. So if you are somebody that, again, put up your shutters once and you never want to do it again, just keep those shutters in order, tied up nice in your garage. Take a picture of them, because that's what your insurance company wants to see, and then reach out and educate yourself on other ways to protect your home, protect your family, protect your skin, protect your furnishings. If you have a red leather sofa that's at the base of the window that's getting some sun on it every day, it is just a matter of time before that red leather couch, wherever it's getting sun, is going to be a light red leather couch. Your costly wood floors, your heirlooms, your antique furniture. The window film protects all of that. So if you do not have hurricane impact glass, and you don't plan to have that, or you can't flip that bill, reach out to me. Let me educate you on other ways to protect your family, protect your home.
Yeah, we were talking about putting up the shutters. I remember the first hurricane that was supposed to be coming. I'm like, it's not coming. And fighting with my husband, yes, these shutters have caused so many fights in the house. I'm like, we're not putting them up. Finally, the neighbors knock on the door. Do you need help? I'm like, oh, fine, put them up. Yeah, it never came. So when it was happening again, I was the same thing, like, no. But I was talking, my mother-in-law was staying with us at the time. And then I learned more about the 3M. And I mentioned, I'm like, oh, I had no idea. And Jeremy turns around and goes, instead of a divorce, why don't we do that?
Yes. And it was funny because actually with the last one, with Ian, my neighborhood, I live on a great street. I've lived there for 20 years. Everybody comes together and helps. And everybody was going house to house to house. It's just a cookie cutter street. All the homes are the same. And putting up everyone's plywood. And then when it became my turn, I don't own plywood. I don't own shutters. I don't need them. So everybody ended up coming to my house. So everybody's barricaded up in their black homes, with their plywood. So they've got no sunlight. You can't see a thing. You can't anything. And they got to my house, and I don't need it. Instead of doing, let's just throw out a round number, a $30,000 impact glass, I did a $16,000 insulated glass package, just lost that word for a second, insulated glass, and then I have, it's a product called Night Vision, an 8mm Night Vision product on every millimeter of glass in my house.
What does that mean?
That means we've actually removed all of the rubber gaskets around my glass, and we did a wet seal, and it's actually framed. My security film is actually framed in to my
So you
window
can't
from.
see where it stops
You
or
can't see
starts.
where it stops. It has an endless frame. My house is actually probably, I hate to say this, but it's potentially safer than a house on my street with impact glass, because I have the 8 mil security film on top of the insulated glass. I have privacy. I have solar protection. I have UV protection. I have protection from for my skin, for my furnishings.
It's amazing.
Everything.
Who would have thought like a piece of film could do this? And I didn't know until
Well, the
you were
chances
the
are that
angel.
you have over 100 items in your home that are made by 3M. 3M is a over 100-year-old company and has been protecting us and keeping our families safe for a long, long time.
That is so cool.
Yes.
And again, she's offered, even if you're a realtor and you have questions about a home you're selling or something you're interested in buying for your clients, definitely reach out. And knowledge is power. Now we just gave you the power to make the right decision.
Yes.
And thank you for keeping this glassy.
Always here to keep it glassy.
Now it's title time with Cynthia Riddell from Riddell Law Group.
Buyers and sellers should be aware of wire fraud. Currently in our real estate industry, wire fraud is rampant, and it's something that buyers and sellers should be fully educated to protect against. Often in your closing, buyers are going to be required to wire transfer proceeds in order to complete the purchase, and sellers oftentimes request that a wire transfer of their net proceeds after closing be sent to them. These wire instructions that buyers may receive or sellers may send need to be double, triple, or quadruple verified if possible. It's very important that buyers and sellers communicate directly with their closing agent and verify any kind of wire transfer information received via email. Don't trust it, verify it.
Now it's time for a Mortgage Minute with Laura Hanzelka from Guaranteed Rate Affinity.
Hi, it's Laura Hanzelka with Guaranteed Rate Affinity, and I'm here with your Mortgage Minute. So today we're going to talk about the common challenges that prevent buyers from being able to qualify for financing. So the first one, probably the most common one, is they don't qualify because of debt to income ratio. Basically, that means they don't make enough money to make the payment. But you know what? A lot of times somebody does make enough money, it just doesn't show on paper. And so we have a lot of solutions for that. One is called a bank statement loan, and that's typically for your self-employed buyer. Another one would be adding a co-borrower to the loan. People don't realize that you can do that. And then another one is when the buyer, maybe they're retired, but they have significant assets. We can actually create income from the assets without having to liquidate anything. So as you can see, there may be challenges, but we have solutions.
Now it's time for Safety Second with Cindy Winning with Premier Home Watch.
Hi, this is Cindy Winning with Premier Home Watch. One of the things I want to talk to you about today in this quick 60 seconds is when I speak to clients about our services, they say, oh, that's terrific, but John across the street looks into my house. John is what we refer to as a neighbor doing favors. That is not your best, because if that neighbor happens to forget for a week or 2 or 3 or more, and something happens, your insurance claims are denied. It's that simple. When you hire a professional that has gone through all the certification, such as our organization has done, we're giving you a thorough write-up and inspection of the interior and exterior of your home. So if something were to occur, and let's face it, I can check that home today and something can happen tomorrow. But we're going to catch it before damage becomes disaster and your claim is covered.
Now back with Merryl and Veronica. Thank you for sharing your day with us.
Have a beautiful day.